I wanted to mention the very last line before the pre-chorus, which is some still fighting in this world of misery. Because even when I was younger, I always thought that was kind of a strange line to end on. Because you have like churches burning, women ravaged, children crying, flesh is tearing, and then like some still fighting in this world of misery. And it's like you could have replaced that with anything, right? Like you could have said like flesh is tearing in this world of misery, children crying in this world of misery. And compared to some of these other lines, like the line some still fighting doesn't quite seem as uh what you call it, evocative, you know? So I was always like, why is that? Why did he choose that as the final line? Because I know like M Shadows is super particular about his lyrics. Um, so when I thought about it a little bit, um, I kind of realized like to me, when I think about it, it's like it implies one of two things. First is that these are the last people, like they're, you know, the idea, oh, some are still fighting. It's like there's just these remnants of people who are just still killing themselves and eventually they're gonna die. So it's like this final line of like, all right, yeah, this is the last little bit of humanity dying off. But then the second interpretation, which I kind of like a little more, is that even after all of the chaos and the craziness and the destruction, we're still fighting each other and we're still like at war with each other even after the apocalypse or during the apocalypse, right? Like we still are fighting each other. It's like nothing changed, right? And it's kind of interesting. With that said, I think in terms of the imagery, it still falls a little bit flat compared to the other lines, but it's an interesting line to leave off on, and it makes you think a little bit more than the other ones. So yeah, that's it. I just wanted to make a note about that. It was something that even when I was younger, I was like, that doesn't seem quite as impactful as the other ones, but cool. So yeah, then we come back into the pre-chorus. And so, aside from some slight differences in the background vocals, which I'm just going to pass over, everything is exactly the same up to the end of the post chorus. I'm just going to go ahead and speed through it. Like, hold on to me So we come back to that post chorus little riff here, that ominous riff, but then we end with some chugs. And there we go. It's an abrupt end, just like humanity in the song. Kind of. I say that, but it was actually a very long-winded end because this song is 7 minutes long. Okay, so yeah, last little bit is like I think Avenged Sevenfold has gotten a lot better about using the third chorus of a song to benefit the theme because usually a third chorus means that we've kind of come back to where we start. It can mean a few things. It can mean that we've come back to where we started, as in nothing changed, uh, or it can be recontextualized by the bridge to mean something different, like the same lyrics, but everything just means something a little bit different than before. Lastly, it can be revamped with new music and lyrics to actually be something different and have a different meaning. Um, I don't know if that type of thought went into the third chorus here. Most of the songs on City of Evil have three choruses, so it's pretty. At this point in their career, it was pretty standard of them to do that. I mean, I say them. It's standard for everybody to do that. But even with that said, I do think having the third chorus fits here very well. I'm glad that they had it. It implies a few things, which like first, humanity didn't change. We're right back where we started. But also, and this is maybe a little bit more pertinent, which is that the first chorus specifically, or like the first two choruses, were kind of like this. We're in the plot, and so the first one is like we're worried, we're sorrowful for our choices. I'm talking about mankind, right? We're sorrowful for the choices that we made. Um, and then the second chorus is like you guys deserve this, and it really acts as kind of more of a forewarning of your impending punishment, right? But then having this chorus at the end, it becomes more of a cautionary warning about what can happen now that the apocalypse is done. Like the song's over, we're ending it, but these lyrics really take on a more cautionary tale, especially when he's talking about like lust and power, indulgence, with indulgence, no fear. left with his sins, how does this end? It's like it's funny that they kept that question in there because we do know how it ends. Everything is destroyed. But it's still, that's what I mean. It's a little bit more cautionary rather than like being like a within the plot warning us of what's going to happen. Um so the reason I'm bringing this up is because even though we have in this song like some really intense lore, story, setting, all of that, and it never gets broken, by the way. Like I mentioned that before, but we never once hear about like cell phones or some shit, right? Like it's all very much in line with like the setting and the environment that they created. There is still a message that the listener can take away from it, which is, lust and power, indulgence, no fear, left with his sins out, does this end? We won't be here tomorrow. Hold on to me for one last time. It's you know, be careful. Be careful with indulgence and hold your loved ones close, right? Because you never know. You never know when the end might come. So there's a few things that you could take from it. Again, it's not meant to be this like it's not meant to be this super deep, sorrowful tale. It's a crazy, epic, awesome story, right? But there's still a human element to it, and that has like relevance to your life that you can pull from it, even if it's small. And aside from that, it's a really great journey. It's really great fun. So yeah, overall, now that we're done, I've talked about this song a lot. To me, this song really is the definition of epic. It's a masterpiece in so many ways. There's so many awesome moments and songwriting tricks and things that are used. There's great cohesive themes musically and lyrically. It's an unbelievable display of skill. It really is just a top tier song. So you know, glad we went through it. If you made it this far, thank you. Genuinely, I appreciate you for sticking with me on this one because I love this song. I think there's a lot of people who probably love this song, but it just never really gets talked about. It's so deep in Avenged Sevenfold's discography at this point, and yet it's still so good for so many reasons.